Good afternoon. How are we all today? I hope you're well. Just doing my normal checking we're live in the right place. Yep, there we go. Right, I need a favour before we do anything. I've just noticed on my Facebook page, I'm 2 away from 500 followers. So if you don't follow me, please, can I ask you if you wouldn't mind following along? But yeah, that would be great to get to my 500 followers. Hi, Michelle. How are we? Yeah, I mean, if you want to follow me on Instagram and you want to follow me on YouTube, that'd be fantastic as well. But yeah, I need 2 followers to get to my 500 on Facebook. So yeah, that'd be great. Well, I cannot believe how long this weather has gone on for. It's just unheard of, isn't it, here? You know, we don't get days after days like this, especially this early in the year. And the fact that it's just clear blue skies every day. I mean, it's still cold in the morning. We've had a few light frosts. But what can you expect? We are only in April. But yeah, it's absolutely fabulous. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, for a bit of a gardening day tomorrow. I want to get everything done today that I need to get done. I have my pile here of stuff that and that I'm on with and need to get done. That doesn't need to be done. Not straight away. That's my album. I want to get it done soon. But yeah, all the other stuff that's for upcoming classes and sharing with you guys and planning for lives. So yeah, I want to get all that done so I can get out in the garden tomorrow for a little bit. Need to do a bit of trimming. My red robin bush is about 3-4 foot into the garden over the grass. So yeah, it really needs a cutback. So yeah, but Hayden's away the weekend. So me and Dell are home. But Dell's going out Saturday, all being well. I like having days to myself, I've got to say. Do you enjoy days at home on your own? You know, just so you're on your own. I don't know. I mean, like, Hayden's home now and he's in his bedroom and he's doing what he's doing and he's not interfering with me at all. But it's different, isn't it, to being home alone? So, yeah. Right. Anyway, enough about that. Crafting. This week I've been sharing with you creations that I've made using products that are now on the last chance list. It's right, Michelle, you can, can't you? You can get things done. It makes such a difference. Yeah, last chance list. Things are selling out pretty quick. I've just been on there and the card that I'm using for this today is sold out. But I thought, you know what, I'll still go ahead, still use it. You can make what I'm making with any card, it doesn't matter. And Hayden set me a challenge today. Well, the other day. I was talking and I said, I don't know what I'm going to make. Just that I need to use retiring products. And he says, why don't you do a box, Mum? I was like, okay, I'll do a box. We can create a box. I think because he needs a box. Though he hasn't told me what size this box has got to be. So I've got a box planned if it's not big enough. No doubt it'll be, Mum, can you make me another one? But he wanted me to use Pebbled Path cardstock. Now, other than a few scraps, I have one A4 sheet and a card base. That is all I've got. So I can't go wrong, because if I go wrong, I've got no more cardstock to use. So let's switch our cameras. Again, my phone's plugged in through my laptop, so I can't have my mouse working. I suppose I need to buy another mouse, don't I? Buy an Apple mouse, you know. Mine's just a cheap wireless mouse, but I have to have an adapter into my MacBook to be able to plug it in. But I need that for my phone cable, and yeah. The joys of being Apple. Right, so we're creating a box today that is 3¼ inch square with a lid. It's a lidded box, separate lid. I got the instructions for this from Sam Hammond at Poodles. I was having a look for a box and I thought, oh, that's quite a nice box to make. So my pebbled pat's going to be my base, and we need to cut that at 7 3/16. Now I know it's an odd measurement, but it's so that the top fits just nice and it all works. And I'm not going to argue. If she's worked out that that's how it works, that's how it works. I'm going with it. I don't want to start messing. 7 3/16, and we're going to cut that square. I don't make as many boxes and that as I did once. Tend to forget. And then for our lid, which I'm going to, I don't know what paper we're going to put onto this actually. That could have, oh yes, we could actually use some of this, the naturally gilded. I'm wondering what the pebbled pat and vanilla look like. It's vanilla with gold. It doesn't look too bad, does it? Or we've got white and copper. Just determines what colour I do my lid, you see. I quite like the white and the copper with it. Yeah, let's go with that. Why not? I'll have a bit of white and copper. Let's pop all these scraps back in there. Hi, Hayden. Right, so because I'm using that, I'm going to do a white lid. So I want a piece of basic white cardstock. Oh my gosh, that's my last 2 pieces in that pack. I do seem to be getting through a lot of cardstock lately. And our lid is 6¼ inches. So this is an easier one. More straightforward dimensions by 6¼ So, has anybody got any plans for the weekend? Like I say, Hayden's away. Dell's out. So I'm hoping Saturday will be a craft day. Tomorrow I want to get in the garden. Sunday's going to be a chill out day, I think. Me and Dell will have a chill out day. Hayden's not back till Monday. He's away at camp with the brownies and the guides and the rangers, because he's now a young leader. So he goes and helps them with that. Right, so I've got my Simply Score out, which is a little bit dusty because I normally tend to use my trimmer for scoring, but I thought, you know what, let's use this. So on our base, we need to score at 2 inches on every side. You need to turn it and do each one at 2 inches, not going to 5 there, because it's an odd measurement. It won't work out correct. Let's go all 4 sides at 2 inches. Oops. Make sure you've got that butted up. And then our lid, we need to score at 1/2 inch. No, that's not right. 1.5, I think. If I mess this up, that doesn't matter. I've got plenty of this. But I've written 1/2 inch down, and that just doesn't seem right to me. So I'm going to do it at 1.5. Michelle says Luke's up at your parents and hubby's at work, so hopefully get some of his toys sorted and get rid of stuff he's outgrown. Oh yeah. Oh, how nice for him to have some time with your parents. That's nice, isn't it? Hayden used to love going to my parents' house for holidays and that. But yeah, throwing stuff away. You need them out the way, don't you? We yesterday gave our next door neighbour, we've got some newish neighbours and they've got young little kids. And I had a bit of a sort out in the shed, and Hayden's doll's pram was still in there, along with other things. I was like, you know what, this is ridiculous. Why are we keeping this? So I said to them, look, do you want it? Is it any use? I mean, it's been in the shed for what? Over 10 years. Yeah, over 10 years. And, you know, bits of it, some of the little nuts and that have got a bit rusty, or the little tops, but it just needs a bit of a rub down and some nail varnish on it. It'll be fine. And the covers could do with a wash. And I said, like, you know, do you want it? Even if the baby just plays with it outside, you know, why not? I mean, they're doing their garden at the moment and it's just dirt. So obviously the nice toys she's got, they don't want out there in all the dirt. But I thought, well, you can use that outside, and I don't want those scissors. So yeah, I know, clearing stuff out. It's amazing how when you go to get rid, it's suddenly their favourite toy. Oh, yeah. The amount of stuff of Hayden's in the past I got rid of because he'd outgrown and it weren't playing with anymore, or it had been packed away for a long time. And then the next minute, yeah, we have major rows because where's my so-and-so? And I got rid of it. Oh, great. Yeah, I know. Right, we're going to notch our squares. So, starting with this one here, I don't know if you can see that that's a square that we've created. I'm going to slightly at an angle cut off there to mitre that, and then the same here, but then we're going to cut straight up that score line. So we just take out a thin little triangle like so. Now we're going to turn it and we're going to repeat that on each of these little squares. I mean, Hayden's got stuff now. The roof is half full of Sylvanian families. I didn't cut that very straight and neat. Half full with Sylvanian families. Turn it. The Wildcraft room, which is in the garage, has got teddies, and it's got Moshi Monsters, and it's got My Little Ponies. I can't think what else. It's got loads of little different things. You know, all piled up. Then there's stuff all in the caravan from when he started clearing out his room. And yeah, we've just got so much stuff. It's ridiculous. All right, so there we go. I'm just going to concentrate on doing our base first. But yeah, the amount of stuff. Right, so I'm going to burnish fold and burnish all of these. I should have done this first, really. It would have been easier, but never mind. We can do it now, just so we get a nice crease. Okay, that's all of those done. Now, I wouldn't have thought of this. I'd have perhaps just cut from there to there, there, so I've got more, you know, cut, because it's easier to cut up from the same size. But, like Sam says, when you come to fold it, like so, because they all go round, you've only got the thickness here of 2 pieces of card. But if that one was attached to there, I can't really see, can you? Yeah, this one here was attached to this piece and you brought it in, you'd have the thickness of 3 pieces of card there, which isn't the best. So we'll do it like that. We're fast running out of space. A lot has gone over to hubby's unit, but he's now running out of space. That's it, isn't it? You know, our house is on the bit. I don't know about your house, definitely isn't that big. And kids get through some stuff, don't they? You know, I mean, they're into this the 1 minute, then it's something else. Especially as they're growing, you know, they change. So we're going to glue on our tabs and then just line that up nicely so that's flush against there. I'm just going to hold that for a second so that that can grip. Yeah, I mean, I had the end of the garage as a craft room some years back because I outgrew the space that was in the hall. I blocked off our front door because we didn't use it and had the little alcove there. The desk fit nicely in there. Brilliant. But I outgrew that and I was like, look, can I have the back of the garage? Dell hadn't got a car in the garage at the time. We'd got the truck, which wouldn't fit. So, yeah, great. So we petitioned a bit off and, you know, walloped it with paint, put a rug down. Nothing fancy. But it was nice in there. My own little space, you know, where I could do whatever I wanted and out the way. It was cold in the winter, but I got a heater in there. It was lovely, but it's got a metal corrugated roof, our garage, and of course it gets a lot of condensation in there and things were getting dripped on and then things started getting damp, and obviously paper and card are not the best thing to have in a damp atmosphere. So I was like, this isn't working. Excuse me. This isn't working. I need to come back in. So I came inside in the lounge and I brought my storage desk that I've got now on the pretense that it closes and it'll all be shut away and, you know, won't interfere in the lounge. Yeah, okay. My stuff is everywhere. You know, I'm just looking at this and this light doesn't seem to be the best today. I don't know why, because I've got my new light on. That's a bit better. Anyway, so yeah, the idea was for him to have his garage back. It's no storage. So yeah, and he's got a car in the garage now as well with all the stuff. Yeah, it needs sorting. And then the caravan, that's storage. We've also got a 12-foot square shed. That's full. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We don't need all this stuff, I'm sure. Right, so there is our box base. Really simple. It's quite sturdy, you know. So we're going to do exactly the same with our lid. Now I've only done this out of normal basic white. You could do it out of a thicker cardstock if you wanted, but this should be absolutely fine. So again, cutting up those, turn it, mitre these. So we're taking out just a little triangle from the actual square, not from the oblong. Turning it again. You hoard so much. We do. It's ridiculous, isn't it? You know, I mean, gosh. When Dell's mum passed away, I mean, that's been what? 6-7 years or more. She'd got spare this, spare that, and I was like, oh, we'll hang on to that, you know, it might come in useful. Oh, we'll hang on to that. It's still all in the box. That we moved it to our house in the caravan. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, there's a spare iron. I mean, yeah, it might come in useful, but how expensive is an iron just to go and buy one? You know, rather than having stuff sat there just in case. And I don't know about you, I'm quite particular about my iron. I like some weight to it. So I like to go and feel the iron. And that one isn't particularly a heavy one, obviously, because his mum, she liked a light one. So, yeah, if my iron broke and I used that, I'd go and buy a new one as soon as I could, because I won't like it. So, yeah, it's pointless keeping it. Absolutely pointless. I mean, the caravan, we're not going to use the caravan again. So it's just sat there, hoarding, and all the stuff that goes with it. I mean, if I don't get rid of the caravan straight away, you know, because of using it for a bit of storage, I could get rid of half the stuff that's in it, because I don't need it. Right, now, same again. Just line that up. And then, a good tip. Keep going off shot with this then. I don't like this new stand. It doesn't put my camera where I like it, my phone. But hi ho. Good tip that Sam said, when putting it together, and put some glue on there, if you pop your base in and fit it around the base, then you know it's going to fit. Which, what a smart idea. It's just little things like that that we don't always think about, isn't it? Glue that down, and then if we add glue on that one as well, there, so I've glued both those two, we can just pinch that. That's why I'm trying to put it the wrong way. It was going the right way itself, and I'm trying to make it go the wrong way. There we go. I gotta say, that was one reason. I mean, when my dad cleared out a lot of my mum's stuff, I didn't want to have loads, because, yeah, what's this? I was like, nope, don't need it, kept a few little things, but the majority, it's like, no. Right, so then we can pop our lid off, and it should fit on there nice and snug. Look at that. How nice does that fit? It's fabulous, isn't it? What a lovely little cute box. Yeah. Right, we can decorate this now. Enough waffling. It's turned into a proper. Right, I've got some bits in here that I think may. Yeah, they'll be big enough. Because what I want to do is Oh, that's got sticky. Line everything, like mat everything, I mean. So I'm going to put a mat of pebbled path before I put my piece of pretty paper on, just to give it that little bit extra. Now we know that these are 1.5, that's not big enough. So let's cut our top, which is 3.25 inches, I believe. Yep. So I'm going to cut it to 3.125. That'll just give us a little border round by 3.125 on that. And then we can cut a piece of our pretty paper to 3 inches square. Now this is quite directional. That doesn't look a very straight edge, so I'm just going to neaten that edge up and get rid of that. There we go, that's better. So we'll cut that at 3 square, and cut that bit on and not that bit. I'll chop that off and that will sit on top of there. Right, so now we need some pieces for around the edges. Oh my gosh, you know what? I think that bit is going to be, so 3.125, and that was 1.5. So we want, I can't believe that. That is exactly 1 3/8. Oh, right. Have I got any other scrap bits of that? Oh, I have. See what we've got in here that I can use up. That's no good. That's got bits of dye cut out of it. There we go. Right, that bit's no good. That's the right size. That is not. So we need to chop that down to 3.125. And we need 1 3/8. Yeah, 1 3/8. And another 1 3/8. And then we just need one more that's 1 3/8. Here's this piece. And that by 3.125. I think I've cut that one wrong, because that's not thick enough. That's 1.5. So what have I done then? Must have done that 1.125, not 1 3/8. There we go. And 3.125. There we go. Okay. Nice. We've got 4 of those. We've got our lid decoration, and then we want our sides decoration. So if we get this bit, making sure that all our direction is right. So we want that 3 by, and we did it to 1.5. So we want 1 1/4. My head is just so not with it at the moment, and I don't know why. I mean, last week I was very discombobulated. I was feeling a lot better this week, but obviously not right. Right, this peat might be okay. Just using up our scraps. This is also retiring, if it hasn't already. I sorted all my retiring out the other day on the last chance, and everything that I've got here on my table was okay to use, but obviously things come in and out. Well, no, they don't. Things retire daily, so some of these may have now sold out, which I apologise for. But like I say, Pebble Path sold out. You know, you can use any cardstock to replicate. Right, so let's get sticking these together. So all of our paper is going to go on the mat. Been lovely and warm in here today. I know I've got a sweatshirt on, but my house is very cool. I've gone cold now. It's really odd. It's still beautiful outside, but it is a lot warmer outside than it is in here. My house is fabulous in the summer when it's really hot because it's cool. I don't get no sun on the back at all. I get it on my kitchen because that's west facing. But here I'm north facing, so I don't get any sun in here at all. Bedrooms are lovely. They're lovely and warm. My bathroom gets it with being on the side as well. And yeah, my kitchen window's on the side. But not my lounge. They did not think very much about the design of this place, really. It's not how I would have it if I could redesign it, but don't think a remodel is within our budget. It'd be nice for a redecoration to be in our budget at the moment, but hey ho. Thankful for what we have. I do love my little house. I love my garden. Spent so much time this past week just sitting out there chilling. Just take a cup of tea, sit and have a cup of tea, come back in, do a bit more work. The other day I sat out there working, writing a blog. Yeah, it's nice. I'm very lucky, very lucky. One, because I don't have to go out to work. I do this. This does not pay me a wage, don't get me wrong. But it helps to pay towards my crafting hobby. And that's good. That's what we like, as long as it helps. Do you know, I'm not sure I want the sides on now, but I'm going to put them on. I quite like it just like that, plain. Yeah, I am very lucky. The fact that we did have a little mortgage, but only because we took the mortgage out to pay different things and for the wedding, because it was cheaper than just having a loan. So yeah, it's helped us be able to do what we've done. Okay, and that's that one. Number 3. Okay. Oops. slipped slightly. Stick, thank you. You know, I'm very relaxed, just sat here. Keep going quiet, I know I do, because I'm just enjoying myself, crafting away. I do apologise. I just get lost in it. Right, so there we go. That's our little box, base decorated. Okay, so I want a tag for on the front, and I want a ribbon on there. Now, ribbon, what have I got in my retiring box? In my last chance box, I should say, shouldn't I? I don't have anything that would go at all, because we have shaded spruce, daffodil delight, pretty peacock with gold, and cherry cobbler with gold. Now we can mix metallics, that's not an issue, but I don't know, they just seem a bit Christmassy, other than the yellow or the daffodils, obviously. Twine looks pretty, thank you. I've got twine, but I don't think that's quite enough. So I will bring in just some of my stash that I have here that's not retired. Or is not retiring, which I don't have a lot, but I have some white wove. I forget what this is called. It's like 1/2 inch. I think that will look nice on there. So let's cut a bit of this. That'll be plenty. And there. This is where it takes me forever because I faff. And I'm not in shot at all. Right. There we go. Let the bow go where it wants. Do I do a bow? Yeah. I was thinking maybe do a knot. No, Sam on hers, she did a knot. But I think because the paper is as opulent or as it is, we need a bow. It's a bit of an upside down bow, but it's staying that way because it's quite a nice bow. Right, just going to trim that because that one's a little bit longer, just to even that up a little bit. There we go. I like that. Yeah. So we want a tag. What do we have in our retiring stuff? That may give us a nice tag. We haven't got anything in here. I can grab. It's got a nice tag in it actually. But there's quite a few tags in that one. Yeah, let's go. Oh, what's that? Yeah, I'll go with this because this is a really nice stamp set, something fancy. This has been around quite a while. It's got some lovely sentiments and it's got some tags. Just hoping it's not too big. That tag is definitely, oh no, if I pop it up there as though it's, that'll be okay. So I'm going to go Pebbled Path for a tag. I'll cut that first and then I can add our sentiment afterwards. I think we'll heat emboss our sentiment. So we'll pop that on there. So we're not taking up too much of the card, being as I haven't got much left. Make the most of what we've got. That out the way. Now I use plates that I've now started to turn around and use the opposite. Okay, so we've got a lovely little tag, and there are extra dies in there to cut detail out at the top, but I don't need that because it's going to be tucked under. And we can have, that'll go nicely on there. There's a thank you, and nothing fancy, just love. May the good you do come back to you. That's nice for a little gift, isn't it? I'm going to do a thank you. Okay, so we can have that on there. I'm going to have it at skew so it fills it up. Right, I'm going to heat emboss. I'm going to do it in white. So grab a block for our stamp, and we'll have the magic of heat embossing. I love heat embossing. No matter how many times. Oh, my tea. I think my tea's gone cold. My tea's gone very cold. No matter how many times I do heat embossing, I still find it magical and lovely. Right, so I'm just going to ink that up with Versamark. Now, Versamark is a sticky ink that's clear. I rubbed over my embossing buddy first. That is just a little bag that's got like talcum powder, cornflour kind of, and that just gets rid of any grease off our fingers or anything. Gets rid of anything that's on the card, so that when we put our embossing powder on, it doesn't stick to it. And now I use just a piece of A4 paper scrap. In fact, I could do it over the lid, but we'll do it over here. You can get Additions Toolkit that's got a tray that is on my list to get, but there's that much I want. And we just shake that over, take off any excess, and then anything that's fell off can go back in the pot for next time. All right, then I'm going to take my heat tool when I've plugged it in and find my plug. There we go. Sorry about the noise, but we're just going to heat this till it goes melts and goes shiny. I don't know if that came across very well on camera. You might have just been able to see it go a bit brighter. But yeah, I just think it's really pretty what it does. Right, so we can have that on there like so. And then we just need some embellishments. Right, just make sure that that's dry before I tip it upside down. So I'm going to add that on some dimensionals. I mean, you could if you wanted to. If you did put a hole in the top, you could tie it on so that it dangles. I'm just going to stick mine on, and then when they take the ribbon on, that's off. That's still on there. And we'll have it at an angle so that it's up straightish. There we go, because we can slightly move that about. Now that's right. Get rid of those. Come on. That one really doesn't want to come. So some embellishments. Let's see what I have again in my retiring bit. I don't think I've got any copper. I have got copper clay. Might get away with those. But we can mix our embellishment. We can go with the golden druzy. Metallic is okay to mix, I believe. Some people will probably say not, but I think you can. I don't think I want to add a bright colour to it. Or a colour. I don't think the colour would be right. Let's try these and see what these look like. Because even though we stick them on, we don't have to, if we don't push it down too hard, there's no reason why we can't take them off. I think they go pretty well. So I'm going to push those down, and that's what we're having. They're lovely, aren't they, these? Druzy adhesive back embellishments. Gorgeous. Haven't used many of them, but I love them, and maybe that's why I haven't used them. They do look good, don't they, Michelle? Yeah. Even though they're gold, but they're an odd gold as well. They're quite a soft gold. And that's a copper. I think that looks okay. So there you go. There is really easy. It would have been a lot quicker than me to make if I didn't dribble on. But yeah, I think that's a lovely little box. Fit a nice gift. You could give a piece of jewellery or some chocolates. What Hayden wants it for, I don't know. Whether he wants to say thank you to Connor, if that's what he wants it for, I don't know. But hey ho, that can easily be changed. Right, I'm just going to have a look. I have got some. This is my little book that I keep an idea of little things that I can make with some measurements. Some little boxes, a small box using a piece of 6x6. See if I can work that one out. Yeah, let's see if we can work out what that is. So I need a piece of cardstock that is 6x6. So we will go for another of the retiring colours. So we go a bit of boho blue. I don't want to do copper clay. That I'm not feeling copper clay. Right, this will be quick. So 6x6. Do. Move to one side, and then we need to score at 1 3/4, 2 3/4, 4 1/2, and 5 1/2. Turn 90 degrees and score at 1 and 5. Right, now what I've got for my instructions is that. That is all she wrote. Literally, that's all I've wrote. So, I presume let's burnish all of these first. It's going to be a tall box, or you could lie it down and have it the long box. Okay. It's the thing, isn't it? You write these instructions down and then you're like, what does it actually make? Okay, so it's going to go together like that. So we're going to close the bottom and then we're going to do something with the top. So for closing the bottom, I'm going to cut off this little rectangle here. So I'm going to mitre that corner and mitre there. And then I'm going to mitre up that side as well and then cut straight. And then exactly the same on this one. Straight and mitre, mitre and straight. Okay, right, so that's my bottom that will go together with those going in, that going across and that going across. So that will give me a nice little box. And what I've done, or what I will do, is because that's going to be glued on the back, make sure that that side goes down first, that side follows, so that you've got the nice neat edges on the front. Okay, and then for the top, do I want it closing the same? Oh yeah, I think we will. I think we'll have it the same. Mitre that off there. I'm just thinking, mitre that off there. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it slightly different. So I'm going to chop that off totally, the little one. And I'm going to chop the next one off. And the next one. Leaving the one that will be on the back on. Cut that straight. There we go. Let's get rid of those. That then gives me that. So what I'm going to do is bring back my trimmer, and on these side panels I am just going to score down the middle about an inch. On both of those. It'll be easier to do it from this side on there, won't it? There we go. And I've got lots of marks on the trimmer so we can see where it needs to be. We'll see if that'll be enough. When it's closed, we can pinch that in. So that'll be glued. Now pinch that in. I think we need to go a little bit further than the inch. So we can just extend that line. We'll go 2 inches, that should be plenty. Okay, right. Now let's get gluey. So I'm going to Lay it flat with the inside up, fold that over, pop my glue on this little flap, fold that over so it meets, press that down, push it up, fold it over again, and that'll just make sure it's sticking in the right place either way. Okay, so there we go. So we've got our square tube, our box section, I suppose it's called. Right, so then I'm going to tuck in my two ends. My glued bit is down here, so that flap's going to fold over first. And then I'm going to add glue onto this flap and fold that over. And that gives me the nice neat fold at the front. I'm just going to get my bone folder or anything that's long just to go in there to give it a press to make sure it's stuck. There we go. And then if we squeeze those edges in, because they'll want to bend because of we've scored them. And there, you can do these with cards with paper stock, which is easier obviously, but I wanted to do a card, and then that will bend over to create our closure. Now I don't know if you can see on here, but where I've cut that isn't quite straight, but I like that it's given me that little, why do my nails look so dirty, giving me that little edge. So I'm going to very slightly mitre that one. Okay, I need to take a tiny bit more. There we go, that neatens that up. I prefer it having that little mitre bit. Okay, like so. That's better. Now to keep the closure, you can tie ribbon around, or if you've got, I've got these everywhere, some little tiny bulldog clips, that'll keep it. Right. I do them a lot with some ribbon. Right, let's decorate this. We shall decorate this with, I've got some papers actually here that are retiring, or on the last chance if they're still there. And I love this paper. This is the Countryside Inn, and look at that, and the little bunny rabbits. It's got some weird little cute foxes. Look, how cute are they? And the birds as well. But yeah, so I'm going to go on the front with our bunny rabbits. So I want to measure this, not that. So that is 1 3/4 by 4. So we'll trim this down to 1 5/8 by 3 7/8. I'm not going to base these, I'm just going to do these direct to it. I want this one a bit more of a subtle. I'm not going to do the front. So what did I say? 1 3/4. So 1 5/8 by 3 7/8. Just enough. Look at that. I'll do the front and back. Oh, and I will do that top piece as well. Right, so I'll add that on. And this is a real quick and easy box. And again, you can add some chocolates to it or a little treat. If you want to give someone a little bit of money, you can put a note in there. Because I know sometimes, I mean, our family, a lot of, as the kids got older, they wanted money. Didn't just want to give them a card with money in. So I used to make a lot of little bags and boxes, but so at least they got a present as well. Okay. I mean, if you wanted to gift someone, I don't know, a little lip gloss or something could fit in there, couldn't it? It could fit like a normal sized lip balm type. And then we'll have something a bit different on the top of it. I just want a bit. Oh, that's a nice pattern one. I've not got a scrap of that. I have got quite a few scraps in the back. I'll use that. And that'll be 1 3/4 by 1. So I'll chop that at 1. No, we won't. We'll do 7/8. So we've got our little gap. And 1 3/4. So we'll go 1 5/8. Okay. These little tiny bits can be thrown away. I'll add this on that. Like I say, you can put one of those clips on it. I'm going to find just a little bit of twine to go around this. So we have Night of Navy twine in here. That's part of the Natural Tones thread, which is retiring. Now what I'm going to do is just grab that to hold it. I keep saying retiring. They are retiring, but they're on the last chance. And then I'm just going to wrap that round twice. And then we'll tie that. Like so. My tongue keeps coming out because I'm trying to get it right. That. I'll trim that off there. Then we can take that off. And we have a little box. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a tag on it. You'd only want something tiny. If I got a little bit Night of Navy, then that's what I'd do. Let's find a little scrap. There we go. We're only just over the hour, so I will do this. And again, I'll heat emboss it. But I'm going to do the happy birthday. I will do the happy birthday. It's quite long, but I think it'll be okay. Simple, but such a yeah, it is. It is simple. It's, I mean, just that little bit personal, isn't it? You know, I enjoy making things as much, if not more, than I enjoy giving them. Let's pop that down there. I'm not happy with that. Don't like the way that's stamped. It might be me because I'm not right over it. That's better. That other one was okay. So I am looking at it. Looked like the bottom of it hadn't stamped and I'd only got half a letter. But actually, that other one stamped exactly the same when I tilt it. It's funny how looking from a different angle makes it look totally different. Right, so we'll heat this again. That's it. And when you're heating, you want to make sure that you're not wafting because you're just cooling the air down that you're putting on it. You want to just hold it in one place. As soon as you see it go, start chasing it, following it round, and it'll do it perfect. Right, so I'm going to chop at this. Now, when it comes to chopping little things, I like my baby guillotine. We don't sell these anymore, unfortunately. It was just a special thing that we did. But I'm sure there's others available. And if you get the chance to get one, I would say get one. I just find it so much easier when I want straight edges on something that's narrow. All right, I'll just, in fact, no. Well, cut that at an angle. And then we'll just look at where that goes. That can be cut off a little bit because that's not okay. Now, because I've already put it on, I'm not going to undo it all. I would have threaded that, put a hole, thread it on, but just for the purpose of showing, I'll just grab a glue dot, pop that on the bottom there, and stick it where it would be if I'd put a hole in it. So there we go. We've created a mess, as always, 2 little boxes that are perfect for little gifts for a birthday or to say thank you to someone. Just really quick, simple boxes, especially that one. Does help if you have an idea what you're making to begin with, rather than just some instructions and just going for it. But hey, well, measurements really. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how those turned out. Like I say, choosing stuff that's on the retiring list, should still be on the retiring list. Was last time I've checked. I'm sorry if they've sold out. The Pebble Path I know is sold out. And it wouldn't surprise me if the boho, but you could use different colours. Yeah. And that's our creations for today. Wow. Gosh, that's a bit bright in my face. That's better. Thank you very much for joining me. Do remember you can sign up for my newsletter. That's running across the bottom. And you get inspiration to your inbox once a month. Thank you, Michelle. I send out a newsletter. This month hasn't gone out yet. Yeah, that's on my to-do list today. So I'll get that done. I don't send it out at the beginning of the month. I do leave it about a week because the things happening. Yeah. And if you're interested, you do by signing up to my newsletter, I will send you out 3 PDF tutorials. Some of you may know I'm part of the Tech for Stampers, or one of the Tech for Stampers groups. tutorial bundle, and past bundles are available to purchase on my website, but I've used some of the older ones as a little thank you for signing up to my web newsletter. I'll send you those out. If you want to get your hands on the latest of the bundles, that's free with any order from my Stampin' Up shop. So yeah, lots of things that you can get your hands on, lots of inspiration and tutorials. I also have a scrapbooking tutorial that I'm part of. Haven't got that advertised anywhere yet, that I'm going to be adding, and that'll come along with signing up for the newsletter. You can choose which one you want. In the meantime, if you sign up for my newsletter and you want the scrapbooking tutorial, just drop me a bell or drop me a line or something, and I will send that out to you, because it is there. It's just if it's not set up yet. It's technology and I don't like technology. I'm hands-on crafty, not technology. But no, thank you very much for joining. If you're watching the replay, don't forget to say hi. And if you're on YouTube, please do drop me a comment and a like. And if you don't mind subscribing, that'd be very much appreciated. Right, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea in the sun because I haven't sat outside yet today. I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to tidy up. And I might see some of you back here this evening at 7:30 when I'll be using from this selection of products again, but creating a scrapbook page. So thanks very much. See you again soon. Bye.